Good morning, children. Last class we have seen about control and coordination in animals. So this class we are going to see about control and coordination in plants. There are two types of movement in plants. So one movement of the plant in independent of growth, and another movement is depend on growth. Okay, so one of the movement of plant is independent of growth, and another movement is depend on growth. So first we can see the movement of plant due to independent of growth. So independent growth of plant will reveals the immediate response to the stimulus. So in independent growth, plant use electrical chemical means to convey information from cell to cell. Okay, it will plant will use electrical chemical means to convey the information from cell to cell. So in this moment happens by the changing the shape of the cells. Okay, so how the plant will change the shape means by changing the amount of water present in them, resulting in swelling of stringing of cells. Example, sensitive plant. So when we are touching any sensitive plant such as touch me not plant, once we are touching the part of it, it result in the change in their shape. The leaves of the touch me not plant will fold because of the response. Okay, immediate response will be given in the movement which is independent on growth. Okay, so for movement, cells change their shape by changing the amount of water in them, which will result in shrinking of cells or swelling of cells. Okay, and the movement of plant due to, depend on growth is tropic movements. Okay, so that is directional movement. It will be respond to the stimulus. Okay, it will be the directional movement, unidirectional movements. Example, the tendrils. Okay, so some plants like pea plant climb up other plants or fences by means of tendrils. You can see in this picture. So tendril means nothing, it is a weak stem. Okay, so some plants such as pea plant, they will climb up other plant or fences by means of tendrils. These tendrils are sensitive to touch. Okay, when they come in contact with any support, the part of the tendril in contact with the object does not grow. Okay, does not grow the part of the tendril which is away from the plant. Okay, so what will happen means this causes the tendrils to circle around the object and thus cling to it. Here you can see in the bamboo stick the tendrils cling because as it comes in contact with that bamboo stick, its growth is affected. Okay, the growth of the tendril gets affected, which causes the tendril to circle around the object and thus cling to it. Okay, so more commonly plant respond to stimuli slowly by growing in particular direction. Okay, but in independent growth the plants will show the immediate response to the stimuli. Once we are touching the touch me not plant, the leaf will get folded. Immediately there will be a change in the shape of the leaf. Okay, that is the growth which is independent on growth. Okay, but in the movement which depend growth will be take place slowly because it will respond, it will grow, it will respond to the stimuli slowly by growing in a particular direction. So let us understand this type of movement with the help of some tropical movements which take place in plants. So first movement is phototrophism. So some environmental condition such as light, gravity will change the direction that plants spot grow in. Okay, so these directional or tropic movements can be either towards the stimulus or away from it. Okay, so first one is phototrophism. In this, the plant will, the movement of the plant or the growth of the plant will be towards the light. Okay, so where there is a light, in that direction, the plant will grow towards the direction of the light. That is called phototrophism. Okay, movement of the plant growth towards the light is called phototrophism. Geotrophism means a movement towards or away from gravity. So in geotrophism, plant will show response like this. The root of the plant will always grow downwards, while the shoot of the plant usually grow upwards, isn't it? So the root will grow downwards, shoot of the plant will grow upwards and away from the earth. This upward and downward growth of shoots and root in response to the pull of the earth is called geotrophism. Okay, so movement towards or away from the gravitational pull of the earth is called geotrophism. Okay, so once again I will say the root of the plant always grow downwards, while the shoot part of the plant will grow upwards, which is away from the earth. So this upward and downward growth of shoots and roots in response to the pull of the earth or gravity is called as geotrophism. Next movement is hemotrophism. So hemotrophism is due to the chemical reaction occurs in the plant, the growth of the plant towards any one particular part of the plant. Okay, hemotrophism means here we can see the example growth of pollen tube towards the ovule. Okay, so during fertilization we can observe there is a growth of pollen tube towards the ovule. Is an example of hemotrophism. And heterotrophism. What is meant by heterotrophism? Hydro means water. So movement of the plant towards the water. So where there is a plant, the plant growth will be result towards the direction of the water. This is called heterotrophism. Then thigmotrophism, movement of sensitive plant in response to touch. This example is touch me not plant. So when we are touching the sensitive plant, the part of the plant will change its shape. This is called thigmotrophism. So movement of sensitive plant in response to touch. So tropic movements in plants in the form of pictorial representation, it is here. So here you can see the plant showing heterotrophism. So there is a water, so plant will grow towards the direction where there is a water. And phototrophism, see the sunlight. So the plant growth will be the direction of the shoot system is towards the sunlight. The growth of the shoot system is towards the sunlight. This is called phototrophism. And here you can see the geotrophism. Geotrophism means the shoot part will grow upwards. In the same time, the root will be grow downward due to the gravitational pull of the earth. That is called geotrophism. And here you can see the hemotrophism. That is the growth of the pollen tube towards the ovule. And here you can see the nastic movement. So the touch me not plant, once we are touching, it is changing the shape of that is sensitive plant will change the shape and respond to the stimuli, which is called as thigmotrophism. Now so the hormones also coordinate the movement of the plant. Yes, so plant, let us study about plant hormones. So hormones means they are the chemical compounds which help to coordinate growth, development and responses to the environment. So first the plant hormone which is present in plant is auxin. So auxin is the hormone which is synthesized at the shoot tip. It promotes cell enlargement, cell differentiation, fruit growth. Okay, so this is the function of auxin. So the hormone auxin is synthesized at the shoot tip of the plant, which will promote the enlargement of the cell. It will differentiate the cell and it will help in the growth of the fruits in the plant. Now next hormone is gibberellins. So gibberellins, it helps in the growth of the stem. Okay, so the stem of the plant will grow with the help of the hormone called gibberellins. So stem elongation, it helps in the elongation of stem and expansion of leaf. It will break the dormancy in the seeds and buds. Dormancy means the seeds and buds are alive. Even it is alive, the growth of it will be very slow. So the dormancy, that means the stage in which the seeds or bud will be alive but the growth will be slow. So gibberellins will break the dormancy in the seeds and buds and promote growth. Okay, so gibberellin, it helps in the growth of stem and it will elongate the stem, expand the leaf, and it will break the dormancy in the seeds and buds, and it will promote growth of the plant. Now next hormone, plant hormone is cytokinin. So cytokinin will promote cell division. It will release, it will be helpful for the release of apical dominance. So apical dominance means nothing. The center stem will become hard and harder than the side stems. Okay, so that means branched stems. The central part of the plant in which the other branches get connected. So this cytokinin will make the apical dominance, that means the stem which is present in the center to be hard and strong, and it also engages the opening of stomata, and it also helps for the enlargement of the cell. Next hormone is abscisic acid. So abscisic acid is helps in the growth inhibition and support dormancy in seeds and buds. Okay, so from once the particular stage occur, the seed should not grow. So abscisic acid will inhibit the growth of the plant in certain stage and support dormancy in seeds and buds. It helps for the closing of stomata. So here you can see the function of the abscisic acid. So it helps for the seed dormancy and germination, and it helps for the post germination, and it also helps for the stomatal closing. So these are some of the function of the abscisic acid. So I hope that you all understand about plant hormones. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Thank you.